Hello and welcome to Prestige Worldwide. Today we are going for a motorcycle ride on my VTX1800 up 12 o'clock Knob Road, which is located in the Roanoke Valley of Virginia, Southwestern Virginia. So this is a real windy road, and I am on a 750-pound cruiser motorcycle, and you can see I'm going about 60 miles an hour on this section of road. I'm going, kind of near the limit of how fast I'd like to go on this road. Now, a couple of things play in my favor. One is the leaves are off the trees, so on some of these corners I can see up the road and see whether or not there's going to be oncoming traffic, which is kind of a big deal once we get up to some of these switchbacks, where I can sort of glance up and see if I've got the inside corner of the road or if I need to hug towards my lane. This is a public road. There are frequently cars coming up and down the mountain. Sometimes there's big box trucks coming up and down the mountain. It's a fairly notorious road for being very dangerous. Lots of accidents. I think there's been some real tragic motor vehicle accidents, including motorcycles, but lots of car accidents and stuff on this road. So it's real treacherous, but I've been on it a whole bunch of times, and you'll see later on in the ride I do slow down for certain sections, but I'm balling up there pretty nicely, probably faster than most people would be comfortable with. It's a real pretty time of year. It is mid-November, getting ready for Thanksgiving, and leaves are mainly all off the trees. Today was a warm day. It's probably about 70 degrees outside, so just out after work, enjoying a nice ride in the mountains, and just really kind of leaning into these corners, flicking around this bike like it's a smaller bike. Now, if I had a crotch rocket, if I had a CBR 600 or something like that, I could probably go a little faster. I do enjoy going up mountains on my big cruiser. It seems to be a lot easier to go up a mountain. It seems like I have better traction, better control. Basically, my throttle control can slow me down into turns as needed. On a couple of these turns, there is gravel, so I do keep an eye out for that. There was a rock in the middle of the road about 30 seconds ago on this ride, and if you hit this 5-inch by 8-inch rock, it's going to send you packing. So I ride a lot in the mountains, and this is one of my go-to roads. Now, I wanted to stay on a lower mile per hour road such as this one because the deer are out in force in Southwestern Virginia. You see just all sorts of dead deer on the side of the roads, like all over the place. I mean, on this one road out towards Bedford, in Bedford County, it was like every half mile there was like just fur and carcass on the road, and it was just like, it was pretty bad. So I've been riding for 20 years, and so down below me, I'm looking over to the left, that's Salem, Virginia, to the left there. I've been riding for like 20 years. I'm 40 years old, and I haven't had any road bike accidents, although I have rode a lot dirt bikes and everything, and I've had plenty of dirt bike accidents. But I think that's kind of what helps my road biking, is the fact that I've really done a lot of stupid things on dirt bikes, and lost traction and banged into trees and telephone poles and rocks and all sorts of crazy stuff. So when I get out on the street bike, and I don't ride a dirt bike anymore, I'm looking at maybe getting a dual sport on-road, off-road at some point. But yeah, I slow down as needed. Now I'm getting to the ridge line up here, so I'm going a little faster. Speedometer's 60 right now, 65, and then I ease off a little bit coming into the corner, because you never know if there's going to be a big box truck or something like that oncoming. So yeah, very beautiful. Like with the leaves off the trees, you can actually kind of see around, see the other peaks. Up here, there's going to be sort of a couple of overlooks, and it's just it's real nice. I used to live in the DC area, and I would have to ride my motorcycle for an hour just to get to a good road like this one, and then ride the road, and then I mean, it would just be, it was pretty bad living in a city and trying to take good motorcycle rides. In the Roanoke Valley, I can get on some really nice roads, and it's just, I feel blessed that that I've got a motorcycle that runs well, and I've got some roads to ride it on, and it's just real nice. So you can see off to the right, there's a few more peaks, and there's going down towards the New River Valley, towards Blacksburg, where Virginia Tech is located. So, and then there's leaves on the road here. I'm going to point them out right there. Yep, I'm pointing to the leaves because you hit some leaves and you will lose traction. About 90% of all motorcycle accidents are due to traction loss. You hit gravel, you hit wet leaves, you just kind of overdo your traction. So essentially, on a motorcycle, you have two wheels, and the total amount of contact with the road is just a few square inches on each tire. You have like maybe a 2-inch by 4-inch area on each tire that's actually touching the pavement. And I've got a big 750-pound bike. I'm a tall guy, and the whole package there. You gotta be a little bit careful with the amount of traction that you have. So, and here I'm getting ready to come down the other side of the mountain. There's gravel around some of these. You'll see it up here. It's really nice riding this road throughout the different seasons of the year. The winter has its own kind of cool feeling when it gets real cold. The motorcycle runs better in the cold. I also have like a big intake system on the motorcycle. Feel free to, I'll post a thumbnail to another video where I kind of walk around the VTX1800 and show you guys all the features on it. But yeah, in the winter, I also have a Dynajet Power Commander, which regulates the fuel-air mixture. And in the winter, I have to richen up the mixture, more fuel and less air, because the cold, dense air just actually does great. The bike is faster in the winter. I got to bundle up, of course, but you hit the throttle, and I mean, it sounds better, it runs better. You actually look forward to like a traffic light where it's a red light, and then the heat coming off the motor, you sort of like put your hands down right next to it and warm up your hands. A couple friends of mine have like brand new Harleys, and they've got like heated seats, heated hand grips, and they cannot, and they have windshields. I mean, that's a big deal in the winter. I have none of that. I do have heated gloves, but I don't like them. They're too bulky. They're like battery powered heated gloves. I don't really like those much. But yeah, some of these people on the $30,000 brand new 2024, 2025 Harleys, I mean, they have a lot of creature comforts. They have like a TV, like a LCD display on the motorcycle, and I don't need all that. I've got that cool tachometer. You guys can see it sort of looks like it's flashing in like green letters above the speedometer there, but that's just from the camera, the way that the digital camera kind of scans or something. But in real life, that just shows normal numbers for the RPM, and that was an aftermarket feature. I bought the bike like that. It was a bike that was very, very highly modified by an older owner that was an engineer that owned it before me, and it was like one owner, and he had it for quite a while and did all sorts of cool modifications to it, and then he passed it on to his son, and then I bought it from his son a couple years ago, and I've just been extremely happy with the bike. You know, I do work on it a lot, but most of it is just sort of preventative maintenance, and, you know, just the bike really doesn't break down. I mean, I just, you know, keep good oil in it, and, you know, change the battery out. I've changed the final drive fluids, radiator fluids, all sorts of different just preventative things. Brake and clutch fluids, change those out. Just keeping the bike nice and ready to roll. One good thing with a Honda is you can definitely spend a lot more time riding it than wrenching on it, which can be different for other bikes. So down here on the road, we're getting down near the base of the mountain on the back side. These corners can kind of sneak up on you, and you kind of think, oh, I can go pretty fast, and then it's like, boom, 20-mile-an-hour corner. Of course, I probably take those at 40 miles an hour. We can see there's a creek on the right side. It's just real pretty. There's some houses through here. I would love to have a house in this little valley, or maybe you call it a holler. You could almost call it a holler. It is Virginia, and it's near West Virginia. It is Southwestern Virginia. So yeah, real pretty town, real pretty part of Virginia right here, and yeah, it's just now the pavement through here is terrible. I don't know what they were doing, but they had VDOT, which is Virginia Department of Transportation, and I don't know what they were doing with this pavement. I mean, they paved like 2/3 of a lane, and like they just did a terrible job. They did that this past spring. I don't know what they were doing. I don't think anyone like checked up on their work. Well, anyways, so this is the end of the road here. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Maybe this voiceover motorcycle vlog will catch on. We'll see how it goes. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.